Thank you. Good morning, everyone. We're going to go ahead and get started like usual with our chin tucks and head turns. So we can take a seat or you can stand tall. Just really think of creating that space in between each vertebrae in your spine there. Okay. And keep it tall. And we're going to chin tuck back for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Maintaining that length. And we're going to go ahead and turn side to side, 5 each direction. Right? Turn, center, turn, 2, turn, 3, turn, 4, turn, 5, turn, 6, turn, 7, turn, 8, turn, 9, and turn, 10. Good. So we're going to continue on with our warm up now. 30 seconds of working time, 10 seconds to transition to the next. Same as last week, we have 5 exercises. We'll rotate through 3 times. We're starting with cat-cow. So if you're seated, we're at the edge of our chair. Our hands are on the top of our thighs here as we're going to round and untuck, or you can stand up and place your palms on the chair. For round 1, I'll do it seated here. Let's get ready. 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. So really just thinking, put your thoughts into what your spine is doing right now, that flexion and extension, thinking about how all those vertebrae are moving together synergistically to create that flexion and extension through the spine. Remember, this house is our spinal cord. It's important to take good care of our spine health. And time. Okay, next one is our 4-count cherry picker. So feet are wider than shoulder width apart. You're either standing up and you're reaching out, middle, in, and up, or you're sitting down with me. Out, middle, in, and up. Okay, you're not forcing your body to go further than it wants to. You're just taking it to that edge and you're feeling that dynamic stretch. Okay, dynamic meaning you're not holding it for an extended period of time, but you still feel the stretch in the quicker period of time. And up, good. Okay, next we have our lateral side bend. So we're just coming side to side. We really want to feel that whole side stretch out as we reach up and over. Seated or standing. Should feel good. These side bends always feel good to me, especially in the morning when we're still waking up the body here. 5 more seconds here. And then we're going to move into hip circles. And time. Good. So if you're standing, your hips are going to move around. Okay, if you're seated, you're going to feel more of your upper body doing the work because we're seated on the chair. Okay, so either or, we're going to switch the direction halfway through. So 15 seconds each side. Good. Now switch directions. Five more seconds here. And time. Okay, and the last one in this circuit is our cross body twist. So we're going to twist, twist, okay? Push, push that palm. All right, seated or standing. If you're standing, you'll feel a little more of a pivot on that opposite foot. If you're seated, Not as much just because of the nature of the movement as we're sitting down. Either way, you should be feeling a nice stretch through the rib cage, waking up that thoracic spine, moving in nice rotational movements here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, back to the top. You can remain seated if that's best for you, or you can remain standing if you already have been, or you can switch it up. Okay, cat, cow. All right, so again, make sure you're really connected mind body here, okay? You're thinking about your spine while you're moving your spine, okay? That's the gist of it. Visualize it in your mind. Feel the sensation of the stretch in either direction. 5 more seconds here. 3, 2, and 1. Okay. Next is our 4-count cherry picker. So I'm coming right outside my shoulders here, whether I'm seated or standing, okay? And here we go. We're reaching outwards, middle and inwards and up, okay? Move at a pace that's comfortable for you, okay? If it's, don't go too fast if it makes you feel dizzy, all right? Five more seconds here. And time. Okay, next we have those the alternating side bends, okay? So seated or standing, we're gonna reach up and over. Here we go. So reach. Really think of going up and over, right? Like you're hitting the corner of the ceiling where the wall and the ceiling meet, up and over. Right, versus just over. Think of that stretch it up, up. Good. Okay, and time. Next we have hip circles, okay, seated or standing. Remember, when you're standing, you're gonna feel the hips push back a little more than if you are seated because of the nature of the movement. So standing, you feel the hips come back. And then forward, okay? Back. Forward. Should feel your hips really starting to warm up here and switch directions. Other way now. Feel that ball and socket joint, especially with the standing variation here. You're really gonna feel that ball and socket through the hip, right? Warming up in that area, good. Last one is our cross body twists. All right, seated or standing. Remember, when you're standing, you get a little more pivot on that back foot, okay? And twist. I'm taking my palm and I'm pushing something away. Push it away. Get a nice, that'll help you get a nice deep stretch through the back of the shoulder here. If you create that imaginary force. We're gonna go through it one more time after this, and then our warm-up will be finished. 2 and 1, back to the top, final round. Seated or standing, we've got our cat-cow, okay? Remember, if you have issues with your wrists, consider coming up onto your knuckles here, okay, and keeping the wrist straight. Here we go. Stay connected. Gentle stretching to wake the body up here. Five more seconds like this. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Final set of 4-count cherry pickers, seated or standing. Feet are about shoulder width apart. Okay. And we're going to reach outwards, middle, in, up. Feeling the back of the body loosen up here. You're standing, you're gonna feel it a little more in your hamstrings. And if you were seated, you're gonna feel it a little more in that lower back and back area warming up here. It shouldn't be painful. It should just feel like it's getting a nice little stretch, okay? And time. Okay, next we have those alternating side bends, okay? Seated or standing. We're going to reach up and over. Make yourself tall. Feel that length as you come up and over. Good, almost there. 5 more seconds of this. And time, okay. Final set of hip circles, okay. Seated or standing. Let's get ready. I'll do that side view again so you can see the hips push back and then come forward, right? Push back. So you're just really thinking about in the standing variation, generating the movement through that ball and socket joint. Everything else is just kind of moving because of where the movement is actually taking place here in the ball and socket. Generates there. Everything else is secondary. Oops, let's reverse. I forgot to reverse our circle. Too busy with my explanation. We'll go a few more seconds here. And our last exercise is our cross body twist. Let's get ready. Here we go. So I'm pushing my palm away. If you're seated, don't worry about that pivot on the back foot. Just worry about creating that force. Your palm is pushing something heavy away, right? Feel how that kind of stretches out the back of your shoulder, warming up our thoracic spine, feeling the muscles around my rib cage really loosen up here. And time. Okay, guys, warm up complete. So we're going to go into our second block and we are doing our 45-15 for 9 minutes. We're going to do our knee raise and bicep curl, seated or standing. Okay, round one, I will do seated. All right. After that, we have our ITY hinge, right? So we're going to hinge, hips push back, right? Look, nice neutral spine here, right? Thumbs up to I, thumbs out to T, thumbs up to Y, okay? Same thing if we're seated. We're going to keep that neutral spine when we hinge, okay? And we're going to stay a little bit closer towards the edge of our chair so we can bend. And then our last one, you can use the back of your chair here. You may not need to use the back of your chair, that plie squat or that sumo squat. So knees and toes are out, feet are wide, wider than shoulder width. We're going to 2 count down, drive through the heels, 2 count almost all the way up, right? We don't want to come to here. We want to stay right about here, okay? We're going to keep that tension on the whole time. For seated, we are going to be doing our lateral tap to leg extension and then alternate, okay? All right, so round one, I will be doing the seated variation. So let's get 45 seconds on the clock here. And that we're starting with our bicep curl and alternating knee raise, okay? Weights, water bottles, soup cans, imaginary weights, okay? Whatever works here, good for you, okay? Ready? And here we go. So. Challenging our core, our balance, our stability, working our bicep muscles. We use these often throughout the day. Think of that squeeze in the front of the arm there. Think of that bicep working. Squeeze, right? When you're lifting up, think of contracting that muscle. Five more seconds here. And time, okay? ITY with that hinge, okay? So remember, keeping that elongated spine, all right? Feet are about hip to shoulder width apart, toes are forward, okay? We're going to hinge forward, thumbs up to I, thumbs out to T, thumbs up to Y, and then finish the hinge. Again, T, Y, and up. Working our back and posture muscles here. Promoting good shoulder health and posture. And good. We have about 5 more seconds. And time. I'm just going to finish off my last Y. Why not? And up. Okay, so the last one in this circuit is our plie squat. Okay, so remember, about 2 seconds down, about 2 seconds up, but you're not locking your knees out at the top. Okay, and I'm doing seated, so I'm going to lateral tap, working my side glute, leg extension, working my leg. Lateral. Flex the foot too. Okay, that's going to help you get into the top of the quadricep a little bit more. Tap. Tap. Good. We're going to go back to the top after this exercise, starting with our bicep curl and bicep curl with a knee raise. 3, 2, and time. Okay, top of round 2. If you're seated and you want to stay there, please do. Okay, or if you're standing and you want to get sit down, please do. I will be moving to standing for the next 2 rounds though. Okay, here we go. Bicep curl with the knee raise. Think of that strong contraction in the bicep curl when you're here. Squeeze, squeeze, okay? Woo! And time, okay. Next is our hinge, ITY with the thumbs up. Okay, so remember, we're really focused on keeping that spine neutral. All right, nice and elongated. When you're standing, those hips push back. Here we go. So hips push back, thumbs up to I, thumbs out to T, and thumbs out to Y. And then squeeze the glutes to stand up. Get the lower body involved there. I, T, Y. I want you to think about how your shoulder blades in the back are what's lifting your fists up. Okay, don't think of those thumbs up, those fists as lifting the arms up. Think about where the movement is being generated at, which is at the shoulder blade itself. Okay. 3, 2, and time. Good. Okay. Plie squat is next. Okay, you can hold on to your chair here, or you can use weights if you don't need the chair. Okay, you pick what works for you. You can have both hands here at the chair, and you can do it this way, down, down, up, almost all the way up. See that? Pressing through your heels. And remember, you're seated as your lateral tap to leg extension. You're really pushing through the heels. You're going to feel that glute engagement right here. And then you're not going to let go of that engagement because you're not coming all the way to the top with it. You're keeping more tension on the muscle by doing it like this. And you're really trying to develop that mind-muscle connection. You want to feel your legs and your glutes working here. 3, 2, and 1. Good. Okay. Back to the top. This is our final round through. Knee raise and bicep curl. In 5, 3, 2, and 1. So whether you're seated or standing, we're working those biceps and that core. You're telling those biceps to squeeze at the top there, right? Squeeze. This feels like a long 45 seconds. Whew, almost there. And time, good. IT wide hinge. Okay, whether you're seated or standing. Seated, you might want to be closer towards the edge of your chair so you can keep that length through your spine. Let's get ready. I'm gonna push those hips back. And then thumbs up to I, thumbs out to T, thumbs up to Y. Remember, and then squeeze the glutes to stand it up, right back down. Remember, the shoulder blades, right? That's what's lifting your arms up. That's what's making your thumbs and fists come up, okay? That's the proximal point, is that we want to focus on. Squeeze, okay? Three, two, and one. I have just a Y to do, so I'm gonna finish it and squeeze. Okay, plie squats are next, okay? So again, you can have both hands on the chair, one hand on the chair, or no hands on the chair. You can use your weights, okay? Or you're doing your seated lateral tap to leg extension. I'm going down, 2, up, 2, down, 2, up, 2. Think of making little dents in the floor with the heels of your foot, right? You're pushing your heels down into the floor to lift up so much that you're making little dents into your floor. And you should feel like you're at maximum squeeze at the top end of this. Feel your inner thighs, your glutes, your quads, okay? Your hamstrings, you're working your whole leg, top of your leg, and your glutes here. And time, good, okay. That is our first 9-minute block. We are going into our superset next. Okay, and we are doing our 45-degree press with a heel tap and to a kickback with a kickback, okay? So it's gonna look like this. Press, press, kickback, kickback. Press, press, kickback, kickback, okay? So it's not right overhead, it's like at that 45, okay? And that's going to look relatively the same for our seated variation, right? It's just a heel tap back, okay? So we're going to heel tap forward and toe tap back. Sorry, heel tap forward, toe tap back. And you might want to be closer to the edge of your chair so you have room for your legs to do the movement, okay? If at any point this gets too heavy, take the dumbbells away, maybe, or maybe you have lighter dumbbells or something you can switch out, okay? After that, we're gonna do lateral step with moving arms. So whatever kind of moving arm today, I'm going to suggest if you're advanced, you can keep your dumbbells in your hands here, okay? And do like a bent elbow lateral raise, okay? So standing would be. If this is too much for your shoulders though, okay, either do it body weight or maybe just your, let's see, maybe you just want to go back, okay? If it hurts to do the lateral raise, okay, you can just pull it back, okay? So just so you have some options. Because remember, a little exercise discomfort's okay, but acute pain is not what we're chasing, okay? We don't want that. All right, so 30 seconds is going on the clock. Round one, I'm doing seated. That is our 45-degree overhead with the heel tap, right? Is that right? Yeah, heel tap to a kickback. Here we go in 3, 2, and 1. Let's go. So, kickback. to really start to feel your arms getting tired, moving the weight. Whew. And time. Good. Next one is our lateral side step with moving arms. Okay, so with or without weights. Okay, harder option is going to be right here. Okay, but if that is too much for your shoulders, maybe switch it to pull back. Okay, or take the weights away. I know I'm feeling it right now, so don't chase. Okay. 2 and 1. Okay. Woo. Back to the top. I'm going to switch to standing for the next 2 rounds, but please remain seated if that's best. Here we go. We've got our heel tap, kick back, kick back. If it starts to burn, either take a rest or get rid of your weights, okay? Finish body weight. If it's too intense. 2 and 1. All right, lateral side steps again. And you might find that pull back row, if you're using those weights, this may be your better moving arm, okay? If the shoulders are starting to burn, okay? And time. Whew. One more time through, okay? Final set, all right. 45-degree press with the heel tap. So a kick back and a kick back. Whew. My arms are on fire. Feeling my shoulders. Feeling my triceps. 5 more seconds. 3, 2, and 1. Ooh, boy, feeling that today, okay? Lateral side steps with the moving arms, okay? Here we go, seated or standing. I'm gonna stick with these rows. I found that for me, the lateral raise feels a little too intense for me this morning. Finding your rhythm. Feel that body temperature should feel like it's elevating. You should feel warmer. And time, guys, okay. Get a drink. That is short and sweet, but that was an intense block there. Okay, so make sure you're hydrating. We're moving on to our next 45-15. We have bent over row to upright row. All right, so feet are underneath the hips, toes are forward, pushing the hips back. There's my bent row position, row it. Squeeze the glutes to come up, but I'm standing up, upright row, okay? Wide. See that, how the dumbbells are coming outside my body here? If you're too close, you put your shoulders in internal rotation and increase your chances of injury. So keep them wide, okay? All right, so you're seated, looking the same. We're gonna hinge over, row, up, upright row, okay? And down, okay? There is a switch with the knuckles. When you're doing your bent over row, your knuckles are facing out this way. And then when you come up, you're flipping your knuckles forward for the upright row. So there is that little internal, external rotation move that you do in between. After that, lateral two-step. This one's not new. We've been doing this one for a while. Lateral two-step, knee. knee, okay? So, and with standing, you're just going to the twice, or to the left and right twice, okay? Keeping those elbows close to the rib cage and that elbow at 90 degrees, okay? The final one is 2 squats and an alternating lunge, okay? So holding on to the back of your chair, we're going to squat, up, lunge, lunge, right? I'm holding the back of my chair. Feet are about hip width apart, squat, up, lunge, and lunge. Okay? And if you're seated, we're going to do leg extension, and then leg press, okay? I want you to make sure you're sitting towards the edge of your seat so you have room to move your back when we do our leg press. Okay, enough talking. Next block. 45 seconds is going on the clock. We are starting with our bent row to upright row, okay? Feet are hip width apart, toes are forward. Let's get ready to hinge in 3, 2, and 1. Here we go. Neutral spine, knuckles out to the side. We're gonna row it. Squeeze the glutes to stand it up. Flip the knuckles, upright row. Back down. Working the back, the glutes, the hamstring, and the shoulders. And our cognitive health, that coordination factor, right? Using our thought to connect the movement our body is actually doing here. And time, good. Our next one is the lateral 2-step. That's it, lateral 2-step with that bent elbow here. Ready? And begin. So it's lateral, lateral, opposite knee. Working those external rotators in the shoulder. Again, we get deep into them by keeping those elbows close to the rib cage, okay? We don't want too much space between the rib cage and our elbow. And we keep that 90-degree bend. Working the biceps with an isometric hold here as well. Whew, okay, all done with that one. Our last one here is our 2 squats, okay, to an alternating lunge. Level 1 is in the chair. Level 2 is holding the back of your chair. Level 3 is just without any prop, you know. Here we go. So for the chair, it's leg extension, pull it back, leg press, and leg press. Back up. Leg extension, and then pull it back. So you can see the difference is we're getting the hip involved with the leg press versus the leg extension, we're just using the knee joint. All right, so that's one joint, and now we're using the hip and the knee joint. And this lean back really helps engage our core. This leg press is a good one. I like this one here. And time, okay. Top of round 2, going back to that bent over row to upright row. Remain seated if that works best for you, or join me standing. If you're not there already. Here we go. We are going into our bent over row. Squeeze the glutes to stand it up to upright row. Remember to keep those hands outside the perimeter of the body. You don't want the knuckles to get too close to one another. We're trying to protect the shoulder joint. And do that straight on so you can see me. So those dumbbells stay outside the width of my body. Good. 3, 2, and 1. Okay, next we have our lateral 2-step with our external rotation and knee drive, okay? Seated or standing, let's get ready. Those elbows, I'm gluing them to the side of my ribs here, okay? Here we go. Step, step, knee, knee. Working on that cognitive portion as well. All right, our coordination. Woo, okay, all done with that one. The last one we have here is our 2 squats, 2 alternating lunge, okay? Remember to keep space between your feet here. So we're gonna go ahead and squat it down, drive through the heels, squat, drive through the heels. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? Always keeping the heels of your feet in contact with the ground so you can push down with them. One, 2, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 2, and 1. Okay, back to the top. Final round through. Bend over row to upright row, okay? Whew, get your drinks as you need them. Here we go. Seated or standing, feet are underneath the hips. Hinge, row, squeeze the glutes to stand it up. Knuckles turn, upright row. Knuckles turn, hinge. Good, 10 more seconds here. Two and 1. All right, final lateral 2-step with external rotation and knee. Okay, so again, got that 90-degree bend at the elbow, gluing it to my side. Here we go. Knee, step together, knee. These little tiny muscles in the shoulder, your internal and external rotator muscles that we're working on here. Keep our body healthy through all ranges of motion here. Less than 10 seconds. And time, okay? Last one in this block is our 2 squats to alt lunge, or our alternating leg extension to alternating leg press, okay? Or about hip to shoulder width apart, and we're going to squat down, drive through the heel, squeeze. Squat down, drive through the heel, squeeze. Step back, lower down, drive through the heel, return. Step back, lower down, drive through the heel, return. And we repeat. Squat, squeeze, squat, squeeze. Squat, squeeze, squat, squeeze. 5 more seconds. I'm gonna finish my last lunge. And time, okay. Third block complete. Moving on to our final block already. Okay, we've got that 30-10 again. Get your drink if you need it. I know I do. Whew. Okay, so we have our dance move here. Ready? 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha. Try to put your own flair on it, put your own spin on it, have fun with it, okay? Movement should be about fun too. It should be something you enjoy, okay? So our seated version is for 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. We're taking the rotation out because of the nature of being seated. We're just doing that rhythm, that 1, 2, cha-cha-cha rhythm, okay? And then after that, we have 4 front raise jacks to 4 jumping jacks. So that's gonna be 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, okay? And if you're advanced, you can make some of these, instead of doing the single legs, you can put some jumps in there. That's if you're advanced, just an option. Looks the same here for seated. We're 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. And the other thing, if this is not good for your body, if it causes all sorts of pain and discomfort for you, you're gonna do a seal jack. Okay, so you'll do your 1, 2, 3, 4, and then you'll come out 1, 2, 3, 4, okay? So just tailor it to what works best for your specific body, okay? All right, 3 rounds through. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. First round, I'll be seated. Let's get ready. And have fun with this one. Begin. Here we go. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. 1, 2. You really feel your core working with these seated ones. There's benefits to both, you know? 1, 2. Seated and standing, that is. Woo, okay. That felt challenging. All right, and then our 4 front raise to 4 jumping jacks. And remember, take it to a seal jack if this is not good for you. So here we go. 2, 4, 2. And if you're advanced, you can do some regular jumping jacks here. 4. And maybe you want to do something today where you're not sure if you're advanced or not. So you could save it for the last round. I can't talk and do this at the same time. Okay, I'm done. All right, round 2, I'm going to standing. Next time I do this jumping jacks, I'm going to be quiet then. So it's confusing for me. All right, 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. 1, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. Cha-cha-cha. Good, okay. 4 front raise jumping jacks to 4 jumping jacks, okay? Modified here, and if you're advanced, you can do some regulars. Here we go. 1, 2, 3, 4. 2, 3. Remember, if this, the overhead jumping jack hurts, you're coming here. And time, one more time through, okay? Final set, 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. If you want to rev it up this last round and hold some weights in your hands, go ahead. 1, 2, cha-cha-cha. 1, 2. Cha-cha-cha. 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 And time, all done with those. Last round of front raised jacks to jumping jacks or a seal jack, okay, depending on your arm set. Here we go. Whoops. 2, 3. I'm gonna rev it up this last round. Don't do it if it doesn't feel good. I just want to show you what it would look like. And time. All right, guys. Nice work. Woo. Let's go ahead and get a drink and cool down here a little bit. Get some stretching in. So, if you're seated here, let's go ahead. All of us here go into a forward fold today. This is gonna get our lower back here. Okay, so I'm just kind of make sure you feel like you've got, you know, you're good on your chair, like you're not gonna fall forward. And you just, I want you to think of letting go. Like let all the tension out of your body. You're not using your muscles to do anything in your back. You're just simply just releasing, okay? Just release and breathe. And think of just not using any of the muscles in your body, becoming very passive. You should feel a nice release through your lower back here. A few more seconds here. And then very, very slowly, okay, very slowly, roll it up, okay? Take your time, we're not in a rush. You need a couple shoulder rolls back, nice big shoulder rolls back for 3, 2, and 1. Good. And now we're going to do an arc over twist and twist our thoracic spine. I'm taking this is my left hand is on the outside of my right thigh, and I'm trying to look over that right shoulder. And now in the beginning of when we were warming up, we did dynamic stretches where we, you know, kept the movement going. Now what we're doing at the end of our workout is static stretching, where we're holding them for a period of time before we move on. Focus on really nice cleansing breaths. Good, and when you're ready, we're just gonna arc those arms over and switch to looking over on the opposite side. Remember, one side may not always feel equal to the other. Nobody's completely symmetrical. We all put some wear and tear on our body in different ways, depending on our, you know, our lifestyle, our occupation, or even our occupation from when, if you're retired now, sometimes you have those, still have occupational ailments that kind of stick with you, right? And then bring it back to center here, okay? Let's go ahead and work on our neck and trap here. So we're just gonna press and pull. Really big inhale and exhale here. Like just think of really just releasing on those exhales. And then wrap the head around to the other side. And then do the same thing on the other side. Good. And then if you're seated, we're going to do a hamstring stretch from the seated position. You might want to come towards the edge of your chair and lean it forward, okay? And if you're standing, you can either kickstand it onto the floor like this, or if you would like to elevate it onto your chair, you could do that as well. Okay, whatever feels good for you. Okay, if it's too hard to get your leg up, but you like standing, do the one with kickstand on the floor. This stretches the back of our leg right here. Okay, and then let's release that. And then on that same leg, seated or standing, just like flex and point your foot here. Okay, flex and point. And then circle in one direction for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Now reverse the direction. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, same thing on the other side. So you're either going to do your seated hamstring stretch, you're standing like this, or you can go ahead and stand and kind of prop it on a chair, whatever feels best for you here. Feeling the back of the leg stretch out here. And then releasing, and same thing, we're just going to flex and point that ankle. All right, seated or standing here. And then let's rotate in 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Reverse it. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, guys, let's go ahead and inhale it all up. Palms together. Exhale. Palms to heart. One more time. Inhale up. Palms together. Exhale. Palms to heart. All right, guys, I hope you enjoyed the class again today. And thank you for always being a part of my Tuesday morning. I love it.